Hey guys, happy birthday Virgo. I am trying something a little bit new this month with my readings. So I am going to be live streaming these and yeah, so I'm just trying something new. Partly because it takes forever to upload videos, and when you have 12 signs to do, it's a whole lot of uploading. So I'm feeling like live streaming might just be easier for me. Also, in terms of the extended readings, if you guys want to watch the extended readings, it's going to be available to everyone. I do ask that if you watch the extended, that you pay it forward to me in some way. So that could be making a prayer for me, for my well-being, or, sending a blessing my way, energetically. Or if you want to make a small monetary donation, that's also welcome. So the extended reading is going to be part of it. So let's start out here. I'm doing a monthly tarot spread, and the first card that we're going to be looking at for Virgo for September 2019 is going to be the overall theme for the month. And your overall theme is actually the Wheel of Fortune card. So this is the Wheel of Fortune card, and it did want to be reversed. So let me just figure out. I was going to play some background music here, but it is kind of getting on my nerves, so I'm not going to do that. And now, of course, the Donald Trump ad is playing when I pull up my video, because I want to be able to see if people are chatting to me in case something goes out. I want to be able to see that you all are telling me about that. Okay. All right. So yeah, the Wheel of Fortune reverse is going to be the overall theme for them. And basically what that is telling me is that there's a lot of good fortune that's wanting to come into your life. And it's just really about allowing that to happen. And I did try to go into a little bit of a meditation for you guys before I started this live stream. And one of the things I was getting for you all, Virgos are an earth sign, obviously. You're very grounded. What I'm getting, it's almost like a river that wants to be created within you. So of course this is symbolic. Not a real river wants to be created within you, but it's like, yes, you have the groundedness, you have that earthy quality, but I feel like, the abundance that wants to come into you in the month of September wants to come in the form of an emotional abundance. So it's sort of like the more you can allow your emotions to flow in a very pleasant and open way, the more you're going to allow this abundance to come in. So you are the earthy quality, right? And it's just about allowing that water quality to flow through you and to create sort of like a metaphorical river. So yeah, so Wheel of Fortune reverse, even in the reverse, so Wheel of Fortune, it's very positive. It's more just about allowing the gifts to come to you, seeing those blessings that are there. So that's the overall theme for September. Card number 2 indicates, what are you leaving behind? Okay, so we get the 10 of Swords reversed. So you're actually leaving behind a lot of hardship, a lot of pain. So you guys have been going through a lot. Maybe in August it's been quite difficult. But again, this is in reversal, like you're not allowing the end to happen, partly because there is a blockage of emotions. So I feel like you're going to be more abundant this month, even if you allow yourself to recognize and acknowledge even the difficult emotions. There's some sort of painful ending, but you're not allowing the next cycle to begin because you're blocking yourself from feeling the pain of that. And that becomes disease within us, and that can, show up in various ways. It can show up in terms of physical disease. It can show up in terms of mental disease, emotional disease. But when we block emotions, those emotions become stagnant. It's like coming upon a pond that's stagnant and, stinks. It smells because the water is not flowing. So the emotions can't be fresh and new and abundant. So again, what you're leaving behind is pain, and the way that you leave behind that painful ending is allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with it. Card number 3 indicates, what are you continuing? What are you continuing? We have the 8 of Swords. You know, and the 8 of Swords is about feeling trapped. It's about mental limitations. You know, and so I think that there is a danger here, again, in the month of September, for you to allow yourself to be trapped by what you perceive to be limitations in your life. So it's really just about, you know, lifting yourself up beyond what you perceive to be limitations and looking for where there is opportunity instead. Some of the things that you might be viewing as limitations are actually opportunities. Card number 4 indicates what is entering your life. We have the Moon reversed. Again, the Moon is all about emotions. It's all about that water element. So what's entering your life is these deep, intense emotions, emotions that go down to the very heart of your soul, the very heart of your being. And again, we have a reversal indicating a blockage here. This emotional abundance wants to come into your life, and some of it may not be pleasant. You know, the Moon emotions are not always pleasant. Sometimes our emotions are very confusing. Sometimes our emotions are stronger than what we would want them to be. The thing is, allowing these emotions to come into your life is actually going to be very positive for you. You know, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The only way that you're blocking your blessings in the month of September is through blocking your emotions. And now if this doesn't resonate for you, if you're not someone who blocks your emotions, then that's okay. But there are people out there who are needing to hear this message. So card number 5 indicates what's to come in terms of career. We have 8 of Pentacles, and again, it's reversed. But 8 of Pentacles is very good. It indicates to me that you are working hard. You're being very industrious in your career. You're definitely improving your skills, and people notice what a good job you're doing. So yeah, this is very positive. Let me ask why this is reversed. When I ask why it's reversed, we get the Knight of Swords reversed. So there might be something in terms of your career where you might be afraid to speak up about something. Maybe you're afraid to speak your truth when it comes to your career in some way. But you need to be, again, more open, just in general, like being more open to your emotions, being more open to the fact that, hey, I have a right to an opinion here. So in terms of your career, I think if there are things that you feel like you need to say, but you're holding those things back, that's actually getting between the flow of your career moving forward as well in the way that you want. So I would say you can find diplomatic ways of expressing yourself. Sometimes the Knight of Swords is frustrated, and because of that, this can indicate someone who only knows how to express themselves in ways that are kind of off-putting. But you can find better ways to express yourself, and you do need to speak your truth in your career. As it relates to your career, maybe this is with a boss or with your coworkers, or if you're an entrepreneur, maybe it's just the people you encounter in your career life. But it's being willing to actually speak your truth is really going to help you a lot in your career in the month of September. And I just think overall things are going very well in your career life. So what's to come in relationships? Well, we have the Tower card. It is reversed. And again, I feel like you are really, it's like you're holding back the flood of everything. I feel like there's a lot of fear because we have these limitations that you've set in your mind. If you can let go of those limitations and not be so scared of whatever this tower is, this tower moment, it's like a moment of enlightenment that wants to come through to you, but you have to allow that to take place. So that's what I get in terms of your relationships, and we'll look more into the love in a moment. So what's to come in terms of personal growth? We have the Strength card. again, it is reversed. So there is so much that you can do in the month of September to achieve greater personal growth. And a lot of it has to do with knowing your own strength and also realizing that sometimes things are going to be tough, and just knowing that you have what it takes to continue to move past those tough moments. You know, there are emotional moments throughout the month of September that are going to be difficult, and you're going to try to block those. You know, there's a feeling of wanting to speak your truth, and you're going to try to block that. The more you can just own your own personal strength. And I was also getting this message before I started the reading for you guys about really honoring your individuality, you know, like this little unicorn, you know, you're special and you're unique. And some of the things that maybe you think make you different or strange, that's actually where your magic is. Your magic is in your unique qualities, the unique qualities that other people don't have. So don't deny what's unique about you. Really embrace that and understand that's where your true magic lies. Finally, we have the overall advice for the month, and we have the Fool card again in reverse. So there's a lot of you blocking just true abundance and happiness and prosperity. So in the month of September, I feel like the advice for you is just be open. You know, be open to what may come, and you're going to be so much happier for it. And there's so many blessings trying to come in to you. So that's what I get for the general reading. Just like I always do, I do want to now, you know, create a romance spread. So let me go ahead and shuffle and get that set up. And we'll just see what's going on in your love life. So if you're watching this later, after it's been live streamed, you can kind of skip ahead if you don't want to watch this part. Okay, what's the general energy? What's going on? Okay, so give your relationship a chance is what's coming up as kind of the general energy. So I feel like this is almost like your energy with everything in this month. It's like you're not wanting to give anything a chance. You are maybe focusing more on the negative, focusing more on what you perceive to be limitations. I'm going to adjust this table a little bit. So let's see more about it. You're needing to give your relationship a chance, or it could be the other person is needing to give it a chance. It says work on your partnership. Oh, wow. So on your end, and I don't use this deck a lot, but when I have used it, I don't think I've ever gotten this card, but it's the World card. Pretty. So in your hand, it's the World. I mean, there's a world of love. Again, it's all this emotion, you know, it's, you know, this is like an island surrounded by all of this water. It's earth and water combined. I feel like you are getting more in touch with your emotions this month, but it's not super comfortable. Maybe you're not finding it easy to do that. But again, the more that you do that, the greater this connection is, this relationship or this love that you have for this person, the greater that's going to be for you. Let me see what's going on with them. So for them, we have the Knight of Swords. We got this earlier with you about your career, and I was telling you the Knight of Swords indicates someone who has some things to say. They may not always be very pleasant in the way that they express those things. This can also be someone who really rushes in and maybe expresses themselves too quickly or too abruptly, definitely too aggressively at some times. I do feel like you really care about this person, but that is the energy that they are putting off right now, is an energy of wanting to express themselves and maybe not doing it in the best way. And then we have you as the Knight of Wands, here depicted by an ostrich. And the ostrich has its head down. Now there's a myth that ostriches put their head in the sand Actually, what ostriches are really doing is they're keeping their head low so that they can observe and be prepared to defend themselves or attack as necessary. So they're not actually putting their head in the sand. I feel like with you guys, there's a little bit of, like we've said, there is kind of, look, there's a lot of limited thinking, a lot of focusing on perceived obstacles that maybe aren't even really true. So there is kind of like an element of you wanting to stick your head in the sand and you would rather not face your actual emotions. But then on the other hand, you know, when you are able to face your emotions more, you're more like what the ostrich really is, which is someone who's prepared. You're trying to prepare yourself. Maybe you're preparing for this person to express themselves to you in a hostile way. You know, the Knight of Wands is someone who also wants to express themselves. You know, so we have two knights here, two people who want action, two people who want self-expression. But I feel like this person might be more forceful and you are being more like just prepared. prepared maybe for the worst. Let's see. Yeah, but on their end, we have the Star, you know, so like I feel like even if they are expressing themselves in a way that is hostile or aggressive, there definitely is love behind that. It's a very spiritual love, very devoted, highly spiritual love. Let's see what we get for the message cards for each of you. So from your end, we get this message that said, would your family accept me? So what is it? Why are you feeling that way? Why are you afraid? What is it about yourself? For one thing, you guys are not really honoring what makes you unique. And maybe you think that there are some of the things about yourself that make you unique and maybe very different from the mainstream that perhaps you think this person's family would not accept. See, we have the Page of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Cups. I'm asking, like, why would you be afraid that this person's family wouldn't accept you? And I kind of feel like, so we have Page of Cups, Ten of Wands, and Two of Cups. You definitely love this person, so it's not that there's a lack of love, but I feel like with the Ten of Wands, it's like you feel very burdened. Like it's hard for you. I feel like in general, emotions are very difficult for you. And perhaps you're feeling like this person's family wouldn't accept you because you're not someone who can express your emotions very well. Maybe you would think that they would not see how much you love this person. I think that's it. Like you're afraid that this person's family wouldn't be able to discern how much you actually love them, something like that. Let's see what their message is to you. I think of you and smile. So this person is definitely thinking of you and it's bringing forward a lot of positive thoughts. I have another message wanting to come up and it says, can you take the lead? You know, I think, you know, this person is comfortable taking the lead because we have the Knight of Swords. This person is totally comfortable with rushing ahead full steam. If they have something to say, they're not afraid to say it. If they want something to happen, they're not afraid to take action. At the same time, I feel like they are wishing that they didn't have to do that, you know? It's like, give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. I feel like this person feels like you need to meet them halfway and you need to do more of the work. You know, Virgos are not afraid of work. That's one thing we can definitely say about Virgos. You guys are not afraid of doing hard work. But I think what I'm getting in general for you guys is when it comes to emotions, it's more to you comes more easily because that's a more earthy. But when it comes to the watery element of emotions, you're just not as comfortable with that. But this person is thinking of you and smiling, and they do wish that you would take the lead more. Let's see what else we get, and then we'll go into the extended reading. We get Six of Wands, Nine of Cups, and King of Swords. I mean, I feel like I think they're optimistic, you know, especially with the Star card as well. This person is optimistic that this will work out. This is the Animal Totem Tarot, and so there's an animal on each card. For this one, the Six of Wands, it's the bumblebee. Of course, bumblebees are hard workers as well. So again, this person is very interested and able of doing the hard work. What I also get here is the bumblebee has landed on a flower. So it's kind of like, you know, who's doing the work of being the beautiful flower and who's doing the work of, you know, of the bumblebee here. I don't know if that makes sense. But I feel like that's part of the symbolism. I think this person would rather be more of like the flower because they want you to be taking the lead. They want you to be doing more work than they perceive that you have been doing. We also get the Nine of Cups. So again, this person, you do make them happy. Maybe there's some things that frustrate them, you know, but you do make them happy. And then we have the King of Swords. Either they're seeing you as the King of Swords or they're in this energy of like, you know, they might be putting up a bit of a barrier as well. Because they are not as comfortable with their emotions about this right now. But I think in general, you do make them happy. So let's see what else we can get. Whoops, let's go ahead and go into the extended reading. And it says this in the description box. If you're just coming in, if you're watching live, you know, for one thing, this is your birthday, Virgo. So the extended is free to you. But what I'm going to start doing is making the extended available to everybody. And what I would ask in return is for you to either make a prayer for my well-being in order to kind of pay it back to me for the work that I'm doing, send a blessing my way, or if you want, you can make a small monetary donation. So whatever works for you is fine with me. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we had engagement. So we're going a little bit deeper here. I feel like both of you are really wanting to be more fully engaged with each other. You're wanting more involvement here. Let's see what we get coming up on your end. We get that Tower card again. We get the Tower card, the Hermit, and then the Nine of Swords. So I feel like something has happened which has been very unexpected, and it may be causing you to spend a lot of time alone thinking about it. If you can see the imagery here on this card, we have this praying mantis and his little antenna are embracing the sun. So I feel like, you know, both of these cards, the Tower card and this Hermit card, they're both about greater enlightenment. Now, the Tower card is enlightenment that just comes in unsolicited, you know, and hits you like a bolt of lightning. But the Hermit card is about enlightenment that you are seeking. So what I feel like is happening here is that there's been some sort of bolt of lightning, some dramatic change that has happened and taken place. And because of that, you are seeking even greater enlightenment because you're like, oh, you know, like I didn't even realize that I needed to be thinking about this, or I didn't even realize this was an issue. I do feel like you've been kind of worried about this connection because we see the Nine of Swords. So you've definitely been worried. And I think because, you know, there's been some sort of Tower moment that's caused you a great deal of anxiety, it's like this is causing you to sort of look within and seek greater answers. The Hermit card, of course, is also the Virgo card. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the extended. Let's see more about what's going on with them. So we get the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant. This person also is wanting there to be greater clarity between the two of you. And with the Hierophant, I almost feel like either they feel like they need to educate you on some things, or you know, they're seeking greater education within themselves. They're seeking more answers within themselves about this connection. Probably a little bit of both, but definitely they're wanting greater clarity. So that's what I'm getting. And again, you know, like we see this polar bear smiling. That's how they feel, you know, like you do make them smile. They are feeling the blessings. They're feeling the hope and the optimism and the love right now. Let's get a message card for each of you. Oh, so your message to them is, I want to make life easier for you. You know what? I think that that's true of Virgos. Like when a Virgo loves somebody, that's kind of how they express it. They do like to be of service and make things easier for the person who they love. So that's how you're feeling. And they're saying, I've been a bit superficial. I'm trying to overcome that. So let's dig more into that. What have they been superficial about? Or what do they think that they've been superficial about? So we get the Ace of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Four of Cups. I kind of feel like what they're saying is like they haven't been very happy with the way things have been emotionally. Like maybe they're not very happy with the way that you are expressing or withholding your emotions. You know, I feel like they are realizing that maybe you express your emotions differently from the way that they would want. And that's just what I'm getting. Like they're trying to understand more that yes, you do care about them. You know, and they're trying to be judgmental. I think it's not superficial in a sense of like what you look like or anything like that, or how much money you have or anything along those lines. It's more like they realize maybe they've been a little bit petty about expecting you to express your emotions in a certain kind of way when that isn't really your true nature. So that's what I'm getting there. Let's just ask, what would this person say to you? What would this person say to you if they could? Let's just get a message from them. What would they say to you if they could? We get the Six of Pentacles. They do, again, they really want things to be more balanced, you know, even though they're trying to be more understanding and less judgmental of the way that you express yourself. Also, they do want things to be more balanced, you know, they want both people to be doing an equal give and take here. And then Three of Pentacles. They see you as a very hard worker. And let me clarify. They definitely are understanding this earthy aspect of your nature and who you are, I feel like. Ace of Wands. I kind of feel like they see how much work you're willing to put into the things that you care about and the things that you're passionate about. And I feel like they want to feel like you are passionate about and care about them. And so they are hoping that you can demonstrate that more to them through your actions and through the efforts that you're taking. And then we get the Five of Swords. So I feel like if there has been conflict, if this person has, because we had that Knight of Swords before, that maybe they have expressed themselves in kind of a hostile or aggressive way. I feel like they do want to put down their swords. They're recognizing that this conflict is not really going to lead anywhere productive. I feel like they want to leave that conflict in the past, but they also know that, you know, they can't just pretend that it didn't happen, or they can't pretend that the conflict didn't exist or doesn't exist. You know, they don't want there to be a loser and a winner. They want both of you to be winning. And then we get the Seven of Cups. I feel like this person is feeling confused right now. They're wondering like, they're wondering like, am I the option that you would choose? You know? They feel like maybe you don't know what you want emotionally, and that could be the reason why you're not expressing your emotions so much to them, because maybe you don't know what you want. Let's get some spiritual guidance cards for you, and then we'll wrap up the reading. So we get kyanite, make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. So be good to yourself. You know, take care of yourself. Do nice things for yourself. Take a nice long hot bath. Take a little vacation if you can. Get away from the world. You know, even if it's just driving to a city that's an hour away, or whatever it is that you like to do, binge watching your favorite show, but do some nice self-care. Just take care of yourself right now, because we have had, I think the Tower card has come up twice here. You know, there's a lot going on for you guys. We also get warmth and compassion. And again, I feel like you need to extend that to yourself. The warmth card says, I focus on warmth and let it guide all my interactions. So some of you guys are perceiving there to be coldness where there's not. That's part of it. So see the warmth. No matter how others behave, I choose to respond warmly. With warmth, I can melt any icy exterior. I can soften any hard feelings. I can microwave any pizza. Today, I adopt the saying, kill them with kindness, and turn myself into a warm and loving serial killer. And then we have compassion. I choose compassion over criticism. Walking a mile in other people's shoes reminds me they might be going through something tougher than I think. Like their shoes are too tight, or they're the kind of shoes that are too casual to be dressy and too dressy to be casual. Basically, I have no idea what they're dealing with privately, so I'll cut them some slack and be thankful for the shoes that I have been dealt. Let's get one more spiritual guidance card, and then we'll wrap up the reading. Rhiannon Sorceress, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Now there is a unicorn on here, and what did I say earlier if you were watching about the unicorn? You guys are not honoring what makes you unique. You are a magical person, and your magic lies in those very things that set you apart from others, those things that set you apart in a way that make you feel unworthy, like, oh, I'm different in such and such way, so maybe that's bad, you know? It's not. It's what, that's where your magic lies, is in what makes you unique. All right, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for guys who are watching the live stream and for your nice comments. I've been noticing them occasionally, but I've been mostly focusing on the cards. But I hope that this was helpful. Have a wonderful month in September. And again, happy birthday, Virgo. Bye-bye.